In this video, I'm going to show you how to cut up a sample in Recycle so that you can trigger each beat from a key on your MIDI keyboard. First, load a WAV or AIFF into Recycle and hit the spacebar to preview it. Next, move the sensitivity slider on the top left to create markers on each beat. Now you will be able to click on any slice of the waveform and hear it independently from the rest of the sample. Now move your left and right locators to your desired start and end points. Once you've made your selection, go to Process in the menu bar and select Crop Loop. This will discard any audio before your start point and after your end point. Now move the sensitivity slider back down to 0. Enter the number of bars in your sample. You will notice that the original tempo is displayed to the right of the time signature box. In this case, it's 84 BPM. Enter this number in the tempo box below. Now we can start cutting up our sample. Move the sensitivity slider to the right until the main beats are selected. Using the selection tool, highlight the top of the markers. Now select the lock tool and click on any of the highlighted slices to lock them all. Move the sensitivity slider a little more to the right and lock any slices that may have been missed. Repeat this step until you've locked most slices into place. Now, move the sensitivity slider back down to 0 and inspect each slice by clicking on it. Zoom in using the slider on the bottom left of the screen. You can now fine-tune your selections. It's a good idea to lock each slice once you're happy with it. Set the sensitivity slider back to 0 and zoom out all the way. Hit the spacebar to play. You should now hear your sample looping nicely and you should see only your locked slices. You can save your sample as a Rex file at this point and load it into your host application. You will notice, though, that there are many more controls in Recycle. So let's take a moment to explore some of these. If there are parts of the sample that you would rather not use, you can easily silence them. Using the selector tool, highlight the lock symbol on the unwanted slice. Hold Shift down to select multiple slices. Go to Process in the menu bar and choose Silence Selected. You'll notice that the waveform for the selected slices disappears. If you deselect any of the locks, the slice will reappear. We can further manipulate our sample using the envelope, transient shaper, and EQ tools. Use the envelope tools to adjust the attack and decay of your sample slices. Use the transient shaper to give a compressed sound to your sample. And use the EQ to adjust the tone of the sound. Once you're happy with the result, select Save As from the File menu and name your file, making sure it has the extension .rx2. Hit Save and your sample is ready to use.